Welcome to episode 9 of the original Xbox Collectibles podcast. So let's start off with a bang. Here is a Halo vinyl cling poster. So these are basically thin vinyl sheets on a backing paper. This one is pretty large. It's 34 inches tall, 22.5 inches wide. And it's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I mean, this is really high-end artwork. It's on this pearlescent vinyl background, which just gives it this really nice glow, this kind of iridescent glow. And as you probably remember, originally Halo had a rating of T for teen. So somebody went in there when the rating changed and updated all these posters with an M for mature sticker. I also have this poster with the original T printed on there, but these posters have the sticker for M for mature on them. Here's the Halo box, that display box. It's 18 by 12.5. The number is 098-92154. And you see the same issue where somebody went in and put a M for mature sticker over the original T for teen rating. And that's on the front and on the back. So yeah, somebody did that by hand, and these are really stickers. They do come off with a heat gun, but of course, you know, this is original, so I'm not going to touch those. But yeah, that box is out there with T for teen. Alright, next up is another launch title, Project Gotham Racing. This is a really nice poster, very bright, large, 24 by 36 inches, so 2 by 3 feet. And this is not on paper, but it's on cardboard. It's really thick material. On the right, this kind of trapeze-shaped poster, and I'm not sure if that's from a kiosk or something. You know, it's definitely not a regular poster. Unfortunately, it has some tape on it, but it's also really nice, same type of artwork. And by the way, the product numbers, I'll just put them in the comments below, so I don't have to put them here in the video. Anyway, so that's 2 posters for Project Gotham Racing, one of the launch titles. And then, of course, there is a box that went with that. All right, so the boxes, this is the standard 18 by about 12.5 inches. These are the display boxes that came out at the same time. And as far as I know, all the launch titles had one of these display boxes. So, you know, Nightcaster and Halo and whatnot. And hit me up if you have any launch title boxes for trade. So next up is Munch's Oddysee. This is another launch title, and you see on the left a large vinyl cling poster like we had earlier with Halo. So these are some, you know, thin vinyl sheets that are on backing paper, and this is big. This is 34 by 22.5. And then on the right, you have a regular paper poster, 28 by 22. Super nice kind of artwork, you know, very bright, very glossy, especially the vinyl cling. That really shines. This poster also is not on paper, but it's a thick cardboard material. So that was kind of a nice thing with these launch posters, that a lot of them were not paper, but, you know, kind of glossy cardboard, and super, super nice. Now, if you think this poster is big, wait until you see what I have next. So here is a very, very, very large Munch's Oddysee launch title poster. And this is, again, kind of a thick cardboard material, and it's absolutely massive. It's 49 inches by 37. So really, like, this is 4 by 3 feet, right? A little bigger even than 4 by 3 feet. It's a little wavy. I had to put some coasters on there so that it's, you know, kind of flat. But super nice poster. This is probably one of my favorite posters. It's, you know, just absolutely massive, and this gorgeous artwork. Another launch title, NFL Fever, or NFL Fever 2002, with Peyton Manning. And I'll tell you a little bit about Peyton Manning's career later, as far as the NFL Fever mascot goes, because originally that was going to be somebody else. But anyway, so here he is, Peyton Manning. We've got paper on the left, 28 by 22 inches, and then vinyl, the large 34 by 22.5 inches on the right. So kind of, as you saw that earlier with some of the other posters. Again, this kind of pearlescent vinyl material, thin vinyl sheet on a backing paper sheet. And it's interesting, if you look at the backgrounds, basically the stadium, right, you see that the perspective is different. On the left, you see the Olds for the Indianapolis Colts. On the right, it's kind of a different rendering. So I think that's kind of interesting. Anyway, since this was a launch title, of course, there is a box, right? So here's the NFL Fever 2002 box. Standard 18 by 12.5. And again, the perspective on the front of the stadium is different from the posters. So they had multiple different renderings. Now, before Xbox came out, you saw in the video game stores a lot of these posters. Games will never be the same. And so on the right, you have a fairly large poster. That's a 28 by 22. And on the left, you have this little counter stand. And that's just a small 14 by 11. And what's interesting is, on the left, it doesn't really have a date, right? And you remember, the Xbox came out in 2001, originally was aimed at November 8th, and then 9/11 happened. And so they pushed things out and then moved the date to November 15th. And so on this little stand, they put a sticker on there to see the store associate for details. The same happened here with these guys. On the left, you see coming November 8th. On the right, you see store associate for details. And these are kind of the same graphics, right? Games will never be the same. And it's the same beautiful, heavy cardboard stock that a lot of these launch posters had, which is what I absolutely love about this series of posters. It's not thin paper. It's really thick, glossy cardboard stock. Another thing that I think is very interesting, if you look at the launch titles, you see Halo. That's on the poster. And you know Halo was rated eventually M for mature. And on this poster, you still see E for everyone, all the way up to T for teen. And, well, so at this point, when those posters were printed, Halo was still a T for teen. The poster on the left is 22 inches tall, 28 inches wide, and the poster on the right is exactly the opposite, 28 inches tall and 22 inches wide. Next up, we have another set of posters. These were also launch posters that came out in early 2001. And wait till you see what these bad boys can do. It's kind of a green version on the left, a white version on the right. The left one is on paper, 22 inches wide, 28 inches tall. And the right one is on vinyl. It's a vinyl cling, 33.5 inches tall and 22.5 inches wide. And what's interesting is none of these have a Microsoft product number. You're familiar with these product numbers, right? 098- and then there was a product number for a lot of this early original Xbox promo material. And these posters do not have a product number. The other thing that's interesting is there's a different quarterback on this poster. It's not Peyton Manning, but it's Joe Germain from Kansas City. And he, back in 2000, I guess, was signed by Kansas City, or was going to play for Kansas City. And, well, he didn't make it. So that's why they went with Peyton Manning, who is back in action in this poster. So again, these are the wait till you see what these bad boys can do posters. Now with Peyton Manning. On the left, you have a vinyl cling, and that's a different number. It's XM-000104, so that's an unusual number. 26.5 by 21 inches. And you see that in the lower left, it's for everybody all the way to M for mature, because there's Halo. And on the right, that's a paper version, 28 by 22. That's back to the regular 098 number. And that's with the teen rating. So that's kind of interesting. The other thing that's I think is interesting is it has Bloodwake in there, which was kind of a slightly later title. So anyway, kind of some unique rating peculiarities in there. And this is now with Peyton Manning instead of Joe Germain. This is a absolutely massive, massive poster. I had to put some tiles on it because it doesn't lay flat. This is basically 2 posters stapled back to back with a cardboard strip on the top and some punched holes where you can hang it up. It's a massive 53 by 41 inches. Now this is a very normal, regular Microsoft product. Got the 098 number and everything. It's just a very large poster, and they came like this, 2 posters stapled back to back. If you look closely, you can see all the way on the left and all the way on the right. You can see some staples right there, and these holes punched in at the top, and that's how you could hang that up on the wall. And this would usually hang inside of a video game store from the ceiling, and it was a double-sided poster, so you could see it from both sides. I love these posters. They're really gorgeous and they're huge, but they're kind of hard to store because they're so big, and if you roll them up, they get wavy, and that's what you see here. So, anyway, next up, we have a Xbox accessories cardboard, this really thick cardboard material. This was also one of those launch posters, typically hanging above a shelf where, they're going to be these accessories. It's got the regular 098 number and shows all the accessories, even some of the more unusual ones. And it's 2-sided. So again, if it was in a big store, and it had shelves on both sides, not a problem. And it's got those holes punched in on the top, so you can hang it from the ceiling. Okay, last but not least, this is not a launch title, but I think it's an awesome box, display box. Xbox Live, get it now, starter kit. This is a massive, massive box. This is 36 by 27, so about, 2 by 3 feet, a little bigger. Advertising, what can you do with a Xbox Live starter kit, and you have your own gamer ID or, your gamer tag, and you can talk 2-way and have a hands-free headset, and this is the poster that went with it. And I love how it says high-speed gaming arena, and, there is a quarterback being chased by a mech, and this is awesome. And again, it kind of highlights what are the things you're going to get with Xbox Live, and up to 50 Xbox Live enabled games by holiday 2003. So, very, very cool. Okay, so this was about a third, maybe a quarter of my early launch posters, or posters related to early release titles. There's going to be more in future episodes. And I'll do something special for the 10th episode of this podcast. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.